Hey, this is Wylene Benson, and today we're going to talk about how to feel better about yourself when you're feeling depressed. If you're depressed and you are watching this video, my guess is that you're not so depressed that you can't at least lift your head up off the pillow and run your finger across the screen to find this video. So I'm going to assume that your physiology is in such a way that you can actually do something. And so before we even get into how to feel better about yourself when you're depressed, we're going to just change your physiology a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to invite you to do is just smile. I know you might not feel like smiling, but smile. Put a smile on your face. Studies have shown, and it is proven, that if you create the physiology of something, you actually will create the emotion, the feeling of it. So put a smile on your face and just fake it for a moment. And the next thing is, I'm going to invite you to stretch. Just put your arms up and out and stretch yourself out. Giving just that little bit of motion, it puts you in a stance of power. And so again, just like the smile and putting yourself in a stance of power, it's going to create something different inside of your body. And the next thing is turn on a light. And if you have a lamp on, go turn on the overhead light too, so you've got a little bit more light. Open the curtains, let some sunlight in. When you have light coming into your eyes, it wakes you up. It creates that hormone that just keeps you awake and alive. So smile, put the light on, and stance of power. All right, so if you've done that, then now you're in a place where I can actually talk to you and you can actually listen and maybe get something out of this video. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify the emotion behind this depression. And you might say, well, I'm depressed. That's my emotion. I'm depressed. But what is behind the depression? Like, what is causing it? Is it shame? Is it guilt? Is it stress? Is it a feeling of overwhelm? Whatever it is, identify what that is that's causing that feeling of depression. And then once you identify the emotion behind it, the shame or the guilt or stress or overwhelm or whatever it is, then let's find a sentence that really identifies the belief behind why you have to feel that. So let's just say that you're stressed because you've got something coming up and you're just afraid that you're not going to do well at it. And it's stopping you and it's keeping you from actually taking action. So maybe that would be, the reasoning behind that, or the limiting belief behind this feeling of stress would be, I'm afraid I'll fail. All right, so take a moment. If you need to turn the video off so that you can really look deep within yourself and find that, take a moment and create a sentence that suggests, this is why I'm feeling depressed. This is why I'm feeling this rejection or guilt or whatever it is. All right, so now you've got that sentence, that limiting belief. So in the example that I gave is, I'm afraid I'm going to fail. So my really underlying feeling is, I'm going to fail. And so the next question that I'd like to ask you, is it absolutely true? Whatever your sentence was, is it absolutely true that that's going to happen? So is it absolutely true that I'm going to fail? Well, no, it's not absolutely true. I have no idea if it's true or not. And if you watch some of my other videos, you'll know that there really is no fail as long as you're learning. But if I really had that belief that I'm going to fail, ask the question, is it absolutely true? And I would say probably 99% of the time, the answer is going to be no. It's not absolutely 100% true that outcome is going to happen. So why would I choose to believe that I'm going to fail when there's just as much chance that I'm going to succeed? So that's the next step that I'm going to invite you to step into, is choosing a belief that is just as true as the one that you've been focusing on that's been causing the depression. Choose a belief that will cause you to believe that you're going to succeed. Choose a belief that's going to cause you to believe that it's going to be an awesome outcome. All right, so now that you have identified what the limiting belief is, and maybe you've got a couple of new beliefs that says, well, maybe this is going to turn out good, I'm going to teach you how to create declarations that are believable, that you can believe, and that are going to be really the most powerful. And one of the first things is that you say it in the present tense and also in the I form. So for me, for that example that I gave you, I'm afraid I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. I might turn that into, I'm a success. I'm going to succeed. But the next one is to put it in the present tense, okay? So I said, I'm going to succeed. Is that present tense? No, that's like in the future. I'm going to succeed at some point in the future. So I would change that to, I am a success. I do succeed. And then begin to find evidence that it's true. So I might think, okay, well, at some point in my history, sometime, somewhere in my life, did I ever succeed? Well, yes, I can think of several times when I succeeded. And so I can say without a doubt, I am a success and I do succeed. So when you're creating your declarations, make sure that they're present tense and make sure that they are believable. And if you have a hard time believing them, then go back and find some evidence that supports that they are true. You do have control over the words that you speak. You do have control over the beliefs that you create for yourself. And when you have control over your beliefs and you choose beliefs that are going to serve you, those beliefs create actions that you take, and your actions create your outcome. And your outcome, if you have an amazing outcome, there's no reason to be depressed. So always choose words that are empowering, beliefs that say that you are going to have this really awesome outcome, and state it in the present tense, and then take those actions based on you being that person. And again, just be that person that is not depressed. Be that person that is joyful and excited and ready to move forward in life. And your beliefs will naturally follow, and your beliefs and your actions create your outcome. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully you're a little less depressed now and more excited about life, and know that you have control over changing your physiology, and in changing your physiology and changing your beliefs, you're going to be able to create the outcome that you want. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.